Good morning. Today, we're going to continue our exploration of the different aspects of the vegan lifestyle. So, we're going to discuss today um, the history of the vegan lifestyle and also the plant-based diet way of being, like over history. Of course, it's not exhaustive. Just uh, short presentation, but I hope it will be informative and helpful for everyone. So yeah, um, so the vegan like term or word was actually coined um, recently in 1944 by Donald Watson. So not that people were not vegan before, but the term was not did not exist before. So okay, we're going to see why it was why Donald Watson um, came up with this idea, and why it is very important for the Earth, for the survival of the Earth, for our beautiful planet. It's very useful to help our planet. And yeah, we're going just to see, but it existed also. I mean, the idea exists, compassion existed long before, of course, for a very long time. So yeah, as a species, I mean, all our instruments of our body are not meant to as a prey. We cannot really catch, or catch with our bare hands any animal. Not easily. At least we don't have claws. We don't have sharp teeth. Our teeth, our incisors are so small, and they are there just to grind basically plants. So we are not really omnivores by default, and certainly not carnivores. So our physiology is really that of a plant-based species. And yeah, so for a long time, there were many great people and places in the world where this idea of not hurting animals, not eating animals existed. And yeah, so we're going to just briefly see the short version of the story. So in the in the East, there is this concept of ahimsa that we talked about before. It's the principle of non-violence towards all living beings, and this existed for a long time in ancient India, and this concept was practiced by many by Hindus, Jains, and Buddhist traditions. And it recognized that animals, so they have their own experiences and they have their own joy and suffering, and they are not merely resources for humans to use. And then plant-based diet became an expression of that compassion towards them. So just desire to live in harmony with life. And yeah, if there was dairy, not sure when the dairy part of that came about. Um, but yeah, this was very different than in current days, because at the time there was no like farm, like animal, I mean like factory farms like today, and it was a very different time. So we cannot really like compare those times and now. We should always live in our present time, and something that may have been less hurtful in the past um, doesn't mean that now it's still not hurtful. It's very very different times. Um, Personally, I would not also recommend any dairy in any time, but that is just to the point of view. My point of view is that all animals should not be used for something that is not natural. Um, but we cannot compare. Um, so yes, so the idea was vegetarianism basically. So vegetarianism existed for a long time, and still do in many parts of the world, where it's many people are still vegetarians. In India, I think 30% of Indians are vegetarians, which is wonderful. Um, is it enough? No. Um, Usually, most of them still drink again dairy or cheese or butter or ghee. This is a very big issue, but at least they are doing something that most people in the world are not doing. At least they do not consume meat as much as other countries. So that's already an awesome win for the animals. So yeah, in ancient Greek, there was a great philosopher called Pythagoras, um, and he was quite amazing. He thought that animals deserve moral consideration, and that we should lead a meat-free lifestyle as ethical imperative. So yeah, he said that violence toward animals hardened the human heart, and then yeah, he created a link between the diet, ethics, and inner harmony. So he was like a vegan before vegans. And he had a lasting legacy because for a long time after him, so the plant-based eating was actually known as the Pythagorean diet. So it could be like the um, first name for vegan outside of vegetarianism. Did they include all animal products? I do not know. Did it include dairy? I don't know. We don't know. Um, but yes, it is quite amazing to hear great philosophers um, discuss this and really say that this is the way to go. Um, yeah, so there were some times in history where it was quite hard to survive on Earth because of different issues, like social issues and economic issues and whatnot. And for sometimes, yeah, animals were purely used as tools of food. But still, some communities of mystics and monks, they still practice the plant-based diet as part of their spiritual discipline. Even the great Leonardo da Vinci, he was very much pro animals. He did not eat meat, at least. And yeah, he condemned all animal killing and abuse. So he was a wonderful, wonderful artist and a wonderful, wonderful man, human. He had a very strong ethic. Um, and yeah, there was times when he went to the farm market, he often bought birds in cages and then very kindly and lovingly liberated them in the forest, which is quite amazing. And yeah, he famously also said that there will be a time when humans will consider the killing of a human as or the killing of animals in a similar way as killing humans, which is amazing thing to say. Only a great person can, in my opinion, say such things. And he really believed it, and he embodied this ethical stance. And yeah, so he was not the only one. There were many geniuses who embraced ethical living, ethical eating, uh, like Einstein, Albert Einstein. So yes, so that is maybe we should think about if they think that maybe there is something to it. And then there was a time when the ethics became like organized in a certain period of history. And then they started writing about the philosophy about it, questioning animal suffering in published works. There were many organizations like the vegetarians organization societies in Europe and North America started to come about. And yeah, there was many thinkers who made the link between cruelty to animals and violence in society, and the need of moral progress or ethical progress for humanity. So we still see the impact of those organizations today. So it's very nice. And then, in 1944, a word is born. So it was coined by Donald Watson and a small group in England that felt that vegetarianism was still permitted, like a dairy and eggs, and did not fully fulfill the ethical stance that actually we should really not consume those, and that they lead to a lot of suffering and abuse. Um, and yeah, and we really need to do something about it. So they came up with a new term, which was vegan. Um, just to be consistent in compassion, because yeah, in this time, yeah, so there was vegetarianism, but this was again, it left many animals behind because, like dairy, like eggs, like honey, multi dairy products, cheese, butter, and not only that, but also wool and leather and like so-called what one calls byproducts, which not necessarily byproducts, but they are called like that, at least for leather, um, and fur, and but also entertainment, many other aspects. So the vegan term is much more general, much more uh, yeah, general than vegetarianism. Vegetarianism is more about diet, like food, what we eat. Um, and vegan is really an ethical stand against all suffering for all animals, but also humans. So it's really a wonderful ethical yeah, stance. And it's very clear. It's very vegetarianism is not very well defined. Some eat dairy, some eat eggs, some even eat fish, believing that's like somehow plant-based. Vegetarians, uh, many also eat honey, not knowing the great suffering that they incur because of us. You're basically stealing their product. And yeah, so the vegan lifestyle. So we said the vegan lifestyle, not the. I mean, vegan diet is part of the vegan lifestyle. So in the vegan lifestyle, we eat the vegan diet. That's all. But there's not really. But really, it's about ethics. So it's vegan lifestyle where we really try to minimize all animal suffering in all forms. So this is how they um, defined it, veganism. So veganism is a way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. That is a beautiful definition. Um, that really shows the ethical part of it, not just diet. It's not about purity, as they say, as far as is possible and practicable. Maybe sometimes there's no choice, but in most cases there is a choice. So it's not about being a perfect vegan or perfect living perfectly. That's not possible in this world. But we do our best. It's all about the intention of doing that, a sincere effort. And at its core, it's always about kindness. Um, and this is the core of it and remains an expression of compassion, so extended to all beings, not only humans. In most places in the world, one places a great emphasis on kindness and compassion to humans, but often the animals are left behind, and that is very wrong. And that's why veganism was came about in the first place to really um, make an ethical stand against all forms of cruelty. So yes, as we said, it's more than food. Um, Food is, of course, one of the main aspect of it. It's the most visible, maybe. One something that we do like 3 times or more a day, and so that's why food is there's a lot of emphasis about food because a big part of this harm to animals comes from food. I don't know the percentage, but it's a big part. But it's not the only part. So there's also clothes, of course, and materials that is quite horrible, like like leather, wool, um, and even silk also. Uh, and yeah, things that we do not need to possess, we do not need to have. For some reason, people um, like them, but once one understands why we should avoid it, then we can very easily avoid it. And of course, there's also fur. Fur is a very big one that we kill so many amazing beings for the fur. Um, this is it's such a pity when we kill, for example, foxes for the fur, or bears, or any other wild animals, um, and we trap them and then we kill them. Not immediately, even they are in cages and then kill them. It's so sad, and it's not necessary. So, fortunately, the fashion industry starts to wake up and stop using for many in many companies. But it is still not over. And there was even like ivory, like the elephant's ivories, that is forbidden to now hunt for in many parts of the world, but still there are people doing it and profiting out of it. But I mean, it's like humans are thieves. We steal from animals what do not belong to us, believing that we have the rights to whatever is theirs, but for ours, like the fur of animals, it's their gift. It's their beautiful gift from nature. Ivory from elephant. I mean, it belongs to them. It's not for us. Why do we have this envy to have it? Doesn't make much sense. And there is also the entertainment aspect of it, like circuses that have many animals and that live in cages for most part of their life, and they are like exploited terribly. Also aquariums, and again, it's like the human desire uh, to control, to yeah, just to showcase. I don't know, but those animals usually they are wild animals um, that are not supposed to be there, like lions, elephants, um, dolphins, whales. They are not supposed to get there, so it's no surprise that some of them go crazy. Um, but I think nowadays many of those either close or just become like circuses without animals, and that is great. But yes, I probably many still also do use animals. So yeah, so that's one aspect of the vegan lifestyle. Um, yeah, and then there are many other products, and like for beauty, especially. So they are using like the animal, they test on animals, and that's also something that vegans are against, even for like pills, medical pills. I believe we should not even have pills if everybody was vegan. But yeah, it's like a circle. So in order to make pills, they test on so many animals, so many rats and mouses and mice, and even dogs. They even test on dogs. I think beagles are one um, type of like a dog which they test upon, and probably many others also, like chimpanzees and other species. Again, for our own benefit when it's not really needed. So, so this is what vegan lifestyle tries to educate, to make people aware of it. Some people are not aware. Many people are not aware, and that is in a way normal because this world is not a vegan world. And sometimes we like to close our eyes and not see the reality as it is, and we still like to live in kind of a dream. But we really need to wake up to reality and see this abuse as one of the most terrible abuse of all of history, even several fold more. And it's so easy to change. That's why it is so kind of frustrating that why even do it? Most people cannot cannot kill an animal and then eat them. Most people would be, shocked if they had to do that. And most people would probably be vegetarians or vegans if they had to do all those. So we rely on other people to do it. So we rely on violence from other people. Then when we eat a burger, we don't think about the great pain that happens behind the scene. But maybe we should. Surely we should. So yes. So now, so the same idea, same heart of the vegan lifestyle, but then it has evolved over time and continued from Donald Watson and his colleagues from 1944. And that's amazing. So nowadays, the vegan is a term that most people know about what it is, or more or less at least. And there are so many vegan products. There's a vegan labels on food, which is amazing. So many vegan options now, and it's clearly labeled vegan, so people can buy it without worry. So when I see a vegan label, I'm very happy. I know I can buy it without issues. And that didn't exist for a long time. So it's only quite recently that this really exploded. This really became something very, very big. Well, so many products become vegans, and also cheeses. Cheese products which are amazing, vegan cheese products. There's vegan butter, vegan meat products, and can be vegan fish. Anything that one can think of, one can find in a vegan version. And yeah, and we should not forget that in the original phrase of Donald Watson, it was mentioned as far as is possible and practicable. So just that veganism is not it's not about being like 100% pure. It's about going with the flow in the world. But in most places, by far, most places could be vegans if they so wish. And even going maybe against traditions, but traditions are meant to be broken. Not all traditions are good things. There are many terrible traditions that we still have and that we had, and there's no any more reason for them. Maybe there wasn't there was never any reason, but today certainly we don't have any, even more. So yes, so that was an introduction to the vegan history a little bit, and to a little bit to the plant-based lifestyle that existed beforehand, like from ancient India to Greece, and then to Renaissance, to Leonardo da Vinci, and then Enlightenment, and then 1944 for the Donald Watson and his friends. And yeah, it may be one of the most important movement in history, the vegan movement, in my opinion, because it's all about kindness and compassion. And when we are kind and compassionate towards animals, we will be kind and compassionate towards humans too. Because it's all about doing good things, doing good deeds, and not hurting any beings, not wanting to see any beings suffer, no matter how, be it from animal exploitation to wars between humans, and to violence between humans and violence between humans and animals and the planet, basically. It's like we are at war with the planet. But it shouldn't be the case. It's just basically a decision. It's a decision away for everyone. For example, everyone can go vegan. There's no really limitation. There's no someone who cannot go vegan. There's no physical reason not to be vegan. Maybe someone will feel a little bit different for initially because it's like changing the microbiome and a new way of eating. But then it's this is how we're supposed to eat. Then we can go slowly. If we have an issue, we can really go slowly, just maybe 1 meal a day, vegan, then 2 meals a day, then 3 meals a day, then think about other things like leather, wool, and honey too. Then slowly by slowly incorporating more and more plant-based until one day one is fully vegan. So some go like a cold tofu from one moment to the other. So they go from being maybe even meat eaters or carnivores to vegans like instantly. Maybe something switched in their head and they're okay with it. For other people, it's a much slower process. They really want to, they understand the importance of it, but still something inside is blocked from even trying it. So they are very, very slow, but at least something is like the seed is planted. But it could be done quite relatively fast. That's why, for example, the Veganuary challenge is amazing. So it permits one to try it out for 30 days, 31, with a great support from a community, with great info that they provide, but like a few books, like a books of introduction, with frequently asked questions about the vegan lifestyle, like protein, calcium, vitamin B12, or any other aspect of it. And they provide also recipes, like celebrity book recipes, which is amazing. And it is for free. So, so I would highly encourage people to try it out. Veganuary is not only in January. It basically can be done in any time of the year, even February, March, April, and so on. Even any day one can start it. Then one would receive like coaching mails every day for 30 or 31 days, plus all the free bonuses. And then one can try it out and see how one feels. The only result could be that one will feel lighter and happier, and one will start to understand the impact of it, not only on the animals but on our health. And then one will see some documentaries maybe, and then understand a bit more about it. So it's a wonderful movement, one of the one of the all-time best in the world. So I wish them luck. I hope they will reach even more, 10 times more, 100 times more people. They reached, I think in maybe last year, they reached 25.8 million people, something like that. I don't remember. Something about 25 millions or more. So that is awesome. And yeah, and one should understand deeply why one does it. Once one understands why, the how is just a matter of researching a bit and trying out different things. But once the why is really deeply understood, then there's no coming back, especially if one goes for the ethical aspect, then then that's it. One would be vegan for life normally. There may be exceptions, but mostly that is the case. Because the ethical standard, once understand the ethical issues, how can one go back, like seeing all the suffering of all the animals and how easy it is to change? Why wouldn't we change? So yeah, so thank you, and yeah, I think this is the last slide of this presentation. So we will start our usual practice of the day. I hope you will enjoy it and learn something. We will do similarly to the previous days. We will modify it just a little bit tomorrow. So from the 11th session, we'll do a bit differently. But for now, we will do it similarly to how we did in the past. So first thing first, find a very comfortable position, which is stable and comfortable. Please use a cushion under your knees or one knee, that if there's any issue. This is very helpful. Sit on a cushion that is a bit elevated so that we can sit straight without issues. I would recommend not to sit without any cushion. Just always use a cushion. It's always much more comfortable. And there's nothing ready to prove to not have cushion. If you can, that's good. Because then you can basically do it everywhere without in a very easy way. But for most people, it's better to use like a cushion or something like a Zen or Japanese kind of chair. That one sits a bit differently, but it's very comfortable. So yeah, if you have trouble sitting down, then you can try to check it out. You can also sit on a chair, and that is perfectly fine. There's no need to really sit on a cushion if you have any issues. So Yeah, also the documentaries to watch for today that I would recommend is Eating Our Ways to Extinction. It's a wonderful documentary, free documentary, that is narrated by the Academy Award winner Kate Winslet. It exists in I believe more than 20 languages. It's incredible. That means that the producer really wanted people to see it as widely as possible, and they translated it like really well for all of those languages. You can see it. I provided the link below for the site, but you can watch also on the YouTube. That's where they have basically all the languages of the of this documentary. And yeah, so it's really good to watch. It's like it's quite self evident from the name what it's going to be. It's about the ecological issues that surrounds animal agriculture and what we can do about it. Like the solution, what could be the solution? So yeah, it's highly recommended to watch if you have time today. And I also have the challenge for today is to walk mindfully. So really to walk with a mindful mindset, which is quite wonderful. So it's really when we walk to really walk and to try to concentrate on walking. One can start to feel the feet where we walk. If we walk barefoot, maybe in our home, then we can really feel the ground or in the garden. But really is to walk mindfully, a bit slower maybe, not too slow, so as to that we can fall, but really slower than usual. Just to be really mindful of the present moment. So that's the challenge for today. So every day I propose a challenge and a video. So those are the ones that are meant for today. But you can of course practice them at any day or any of the previous ones. Like yesterday, it was I proposed as a challenge to learn to juggle. So of course that you cannot learn it in one day. So it takes some time. So you also need to learn and to buy the juggling balls. If you try it out, also those challenges are quite wonderful. So let's go for our practice. So we start with, as usual, with our daily prayer. So let's start. Just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. Just for today, I will show gratitude for our many blessings. And just for today, I will be kind to all living beings. May today be a joyful, peaceful, blissful, and magical day. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy and free. And may our thoughts, words, and deeds contribute in some way to that happiness and freedom for all. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace to all of nature, peace to all beings, all humans, all animals, and finally peace to ourselves, to our own mind. Om. Yeah, so let's pass now to the gratitude session. Session, gratitude, one could say meditation, still dialogue. So that is what one could do. It's like a recommendation to do it after prayers, to always do a gratitude session, to to put our mind in the best possible mind frame for the day. Because as I said, gratefulness is the mother of all virtues. From that, it's everything is born out of gratefulness, all the other virtues. So if we really focus on gratefulness, it will help in to develop all virtues. Because it's gratefulness shows that we care, that we are grateful, that we are thankful to all beings in our life. All of them, with like our parents, our family members, teachers, and things like material, like the clothes and the beds. We have a warm bed, we have clothes so that we don't feel too cold. And we have laptops so that we can share some hopefully positive things with the world. So many things to be grateful for. To have this body, this beautiful, wonderful physical body that is quite rare to obtain, one could say, to receive. It's like a gift that we've received because we did many good things in the past and we received a wonderful body. It's a token of thank you. And I'm talking about long time reincarnations, karma, and all those stuff. You don't need to believe in it. If you don't, it's okay. But it is believed that we've reincarnated for a very long time, maybe millions of times, and we've evolved from different species. Like we were, I don't know what we were, maybe microbes or bacteria in the past. Then we evolved into other beings like plants, fish, whales, then like land animals, and maybe birds, and then maybe humans at some point in time. When our consciousness was developed enough, then we got human birth. And then depending on what we do, usually we stay as humans, but not necessarily. And to receive a body, like a human body, we had to do really a lot of good things in the past. So we should really be grateful for it because we can do so many wonderful things in this physical body. It is said that even like angels like are jealous of us because we have this physical body, and they wish to have also a physical body in some point in time. But okay, again, one doesn't need to believe in angels or recognition or karma to practice meditation or to be kind, compassionate to all beings, because there's this concept of karma that we did not yet discuss really. The idea of as you sow, so shall you reap. When we sow good things in the world, then we reap good things, and vice versa. So not necessarily directly. Sometimes we do good things, but the result doesn't come directly. It can even come in future lives. Or like in the heavens, or like so in any case, we are not kind in order to receive a reward. That's kind of it's kind of a beginner way of saying that we do kind things because we want to receive a reward. We are just the more advanced way, just being kind because it's the right things to do. We don't wish for any reward. We just do it because that's what we should do. So anyway, let's do the gratefulness practice now. So we do it for 4 or 5 minutes. Just you can go like in a meditation posture. and in your mind just be grateful for. You can think about what to be grateful for. It's quite fun to do it. Um, and yeah, be creative. Okay, let's start. Um, okay, so let's now move a little bit to the next part of the practice. So as you notice, it's fairly systematic, which is a great way of practicing, because that way we know what to practice next. We don't need to practice all of those, but it's really a good sequence. So first we do prayer, then gratefulness, then a little bit of physical exercises, then we relax. Then we do some pranayamas, like breathing exercises. Then we move to dialogue, and finally to meditation. So that's the usual way of practicing. There can be many variants, of course. That's just a general recommendation. And to always do a self-dialogue before meditation, especially, is a great help for for meditation, for practice. Not, I mean, it's not always done in different lineages, but it's really a great, very great helper to first talk for ourselves positively and then meditation. So let's continue. So let's do a little bit of physical exercise. Really quite basic again, like yesterday. So just very, very basic. And it's quite important to do every morning. Something to do something. You can do many different practices. It can be like qigong, for example. It's very good. You can do like the yoga usual Surya Namaskar, or any other sequence in yoga, or anything else that you can think of, like a fitness. That if that's what you enjoy, but something to move our body and to loosen up our joints and muscles. In these sessions, we're not going to do really hard physical exercises, because that's not the goal in this. But we could do some Surya Namaskar, but we're not going to do it right now. But that's a good thing to do in the morning, if it's morning at your time, because then you can wake up really full body, be a bit warmed up, especially if it's cold in place. But here we just do very simple ones. So let's start with the usual Sophie rolls, which is a very good start. Start moving the torso forward in a circle and then back. And when we move forward, we inhale, and move back, we exhale. And the other way. And slowly come to center. Then we're going to do the big bear like in Qigong. Just inhale and exhale. And come back. You can see that it is basically the cat cow, but in a different setting. Then I just twist a bit. So inhale, exhale onto one side, one hand on the knee. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, turn a bit more. Inhale, come to center. Exhale. Inhale, come to the other side. Inhale, extend the spine a bit more. and exhale, turn just a little bit. Then come back to center. Then a little bit of it's one hand on the floor, the other hand comes, and a bit of twisting. The other side. Come back to center. Then a little bit of shoulder rolls. So inhale. And the other way. Then the ends a little bit. Then extend your legs and do some stretching. You can feel your bones cracking a bit, maybe. Bring your legs like together, like in butterfly, and very, very slowly fall forward. Don't need to be very far. Just a little bit. You can feel the hip joints working out. Don't push in any way. It's really a passive position. And then after some times, you will feel that you can go a bit further. So go a bit further without pushing again. Very passive position. And slowly, slowly come back. So that ends our very short physical exercise part of practice. It's also an important things to do in the morning, especially. We just want to do a little bit of stretching so that then we can sit in meditation without too much pain or less pain. So that's why, yeah, it is a very good idea to do it every morning. Just if you don't like exercising, just do it for a couple of minutes like we did now. It doesn't take long, just maybe 5 minutes, not even. But it has a lot of good effects for later on. So so now let's move to the next part, which is relaxation. Relaxation is also great when we did a very strong like physical exercises and then we want to relax, and that is very very lovely to do, especially lying down. If you don't do something very physical, then you can do it just sitting like we do now. But it depends how you what you prefer. You could do it lying down also. So let's do again the 31 points of relaxation that come from the Himalayan tradition, and that is wonderful. Just where we focus on 31 points, specific points, and we really try to bring our entire attention to them. It's basically a structured body scan. Because when you do body scan, usually it's a bit all over the place. It's not very systematic. But these 31 points is very systematic. It's just those points that we need to focus upon and nothing else. And we really should put our entire attention on them as much as possible in order for it to be kind of like a meditation or pranayama. So let's try that. Like yesterday, we're going to do 2 times. One time together and one time by yourself. That way you can practice a bit by yourself. And if you find it useful, then you can incorporate that in your own practice. So first, find a comfortable position. You can also do it lying down, as said. And just relax everything. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Relax your face. Relax your legs, navel. Breathe naturally from your diaphragm, from your belly. And let's start. So bring your entire attention, entire awareness to the space between the eyebrows. Imagine there's a beautiful blue star there. And every time we move now to another point, you can kindly, gently move that star to that point. So move your awareness to the pit of the throat, to the right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, tip of the right thumb, tip of the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Back to the right wrist, right elbow, right shoulder, pit of the throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, tip of the left thumb, tip of the index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Back to the left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, pit of the throat, the center of the chest, right chest, the center of the chest, left chest, and the center of the chest. And just relax. And now we are all going to do it by ourselves. So yeah, so please do it by yourself. Follow the same sequence as we do, and yeah, it shouldn't take too long, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So let's do that. Neither too slow, not too fast. Just at the right speed, maybe 2 or 3 seconds per point. And slowly open your eyes. So we pass now to the next stage, which is pranayama. Again, like I said, we're going to do basically the same. So we inhale for 3 seconds, exhale for 3 seconds, and in a controlled way. So inhale 1, 2, 3, exhale 1, 2, 3, and we try to also watch the shape of the breath. So we try to make it as smooth as possible without any jerkiness. So really very smoothly, minimizing the pauses between inhalation, exhalation, and exhalation, inhalation. And yeah, making it as silent as possible and diaphragmatic. So really with the shoulders very relaxed and the torso also, and no control, I mean, on the muscles of the breathing, so that we don't breathe from the like that our shoulders don't like go up when we breathe in, and that brings a lot of stress to our body. So it activates our sympathetic nervous system, which we do not wish, not in here at least, and we want to be very relaxed. So we need to really be very no tension anywhere. And just breathe in and out very gently for 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out. If 3 seconds is too much, just do 2 seconds. Do it according to your capacity. So let's do that for a couple of minutes now. Again, breathing in for 3 seconds and breathing out for 3 seconds. So let's move now to the breathing in for 2 seconds and breathing out for 4 seconds. So this is very calming to the nervous system, and it just to help us to relax and also to watch out the quality of our breath. So let's do that. Again, breathing in for 2 seconds, breathing out for 4 seconds. So that concludes our short controlled brief. Now we will move to Nadishodanam Anuloma Viloma. But first, let's do like a short 5 minutes break. So let's continue. Um, so we're going to do the alternate nostril breathing, and we're going to do it like yesterday. So 1 round together, and then 3 rounds by yourself. Again, with the idea that you really get used to how to do that sequence, that pattern, and you can do it if you wish. If you feel benefited, then you can do it on your own in similar sequence. Yeah, so the idea is like to balance both the left and the right. The left is the feminine part, the right is the masculine part. So the left is like the parasympathetic nervous system, the right is the sympathetic nervous system, and we try to balance them, and calm them down. Yeah, it's also based on the nadis in the back, Ida, Pingala, Shushumna, but maybe that will be for another time. So now let's just do the practice. So again, we go to Vishnu Mudra. So we bend our index and middle finger, and we use the thumb and the ring finger to block left or right nostril. Yeah, and the pattern is well, first we block one of the sides. Imagine we start with the left, then we breathe out from the left, so breathe out, then in, out, in, out, in, and the same out, in, out, in, out, in. So that would be one round. In total, it's 6 inhalation, 6 exhalation. Yeah. So let's try that together. So first inhale, exhale, inhale to start. Block right, exhale from left. Switch inhale, switch exhale, switch inhale, switch exhale, switch inhale, exhale from same, switch inhale, switch exhale, switch inhale, switch exhale, and switch inhale. And relax. That is one round. Second round would be starting with the opposite. So if you start with the left, second round is the same but starting from the right. Third one is the same starting from the left. And the way one can remember it we always start with exhalation and we end with inhalation. That's how we can try to remember the sequence. It's quite easy sequence, so we can imagine left is the one that we exhale, so exhale, inhale, and same, exhale, inhale, exhale. Very simple. So let's do that now individually, each one of us, and we're going to do it for 3 rounds. Yeah, and see you soon. So. So that was called Nadi Shodanam or Anuloma Viloma. So we did 3 rounds, but in reality you can also make pauses between the rounds. That would be very good, just to feel how you feel and maybe be less stressful. So maybe if one does 3 rounds consecutively, it would be a bit too much. But after each round, we can do a short pause of maybe 10-15 seconds. Yeah, and let's do now our last pranayama for today, which is the Brahmari, where we just make a noise with closed mouth, like M, and that is very relaxing to the nervous system, and yeah, it's a good way to relax. So let's do it all together. You can use different pitch than I do, whatever feels good for you. So inhale, exhale, inhale to start. And relax. Feel the effect of the practice, if you feel more relaxed or not. And now we move to the self-dialogue aspect or part of the practice, where we talk with ourselves. So I discussed it in length in the past sessions. Very quick recap. So we can do. So here we talk with ourselves in a very positive, kind, compassionate way with our own mind. So one can do either prayer. Best would be like for one to improvise here, just improvise a prayer for yourself, your family, friends, co-workers, your community, your country, continent, or the world, and best to include all beings, not only humans, but um, all beings, all the animals, insects included, and the trees and the plants even, um, and the fishes. Very important. Not to forget the fish. Um, so that's prayer. Then we can do also gratitude, like we did beforehand, but here it can be a bit longer. It's always a nice, fun thing to do, to try to find new things to be grateful for, because there are so many things, so many beings we should be grateful for, and so many possessions and things. Um, so that's gratefulness. Then we can have also contemplation on higher truths, like who am I, or who am I not. So again, who am I is trying to ponder on this question. I mean, one will not have an answer really. It's just more about intuition and whatever comes up. And then finally, maybe the answer will come in one form or another. So who am I is a big question to ponder. It's basically the basis of spirituality, trying to answer that single question. Then we have self-counseling, where we ponder more on what do we want in general in life, especially what our aspirations, goals that we really want to achieve in life. Um, Not in a competitive way, really. I mean, not. I mean, of course, except if one is an athlete, then okay, one wishes to win tournaments. But it's more about self-improvement, um, and yeah, it can take many facets. It can be physical improvement of in any physical aspect of life. Can be emotional, can be spiritual, can be um, anything that really speaks to you and that you really wish to do in this world. If you have some big plans or big goals, maybe spread a bit of compassion in this world, a bit of kindness. That's a wonderful goal. It doesn't need to be something that one can do everything at once. I mean, some things we don't have control on, but the only thing that we can control of is ourselves. So we can try ourselves to become a better person in any way possible. And then there is the last aspect of it is friendliness with our mind, own mind. So being friendly with our mind, just talking can be nonsense also. Just goofing around with our mind and being very, as if we are talking to our best friend. How do we talk with our best friend? We are um, very compassionate. We are friends. They very rarely fight with each other. And that's one of the beauties of friendship. But also friendship, sometimes there could be a bit of like maybe one person wishes to help another person, so maybe sometimes we can get scolded by our friends, but in a good way. Well, usually when we get scolded, it can be in a negative way, like people really just want to bring us down. But usually, friends, they will not do that. If they scold us, it's for a good reason. It's because they want us to evolve. Maybe they are a bit higher on the spiritual path or whatever, but then they can help us. So scolding is not necessarily bad, um, if done in the right and wise way. Um, and yeah, so that's those are the main aspects that we can um, talk with ourselves about. And now you decide what you wish to talk with yourself. You can choose many, not just one necessarily. You can go from one to the other. You can do all of them, but okay, it's maybe a bit too much. So maybe best to focus on one or two, and yeah, we'll do it for about 15 minutes. So it's fairly long. So try to feel quite comfortable. Mm, this is not actual meditation, so um, you can move if you need to, if you wish. Try to be stable and not to move, but it really is not in this practice. It's okay to move if you need to. It's okay. So let's do that for about 15 minutes. So yeah, so to end sessions, usually what we do is we rub the hands, create some heat. We put the palms on the eyes to feel the heat in the eyes with the eyes closed. Then we open slowly our eyes to the darkness of the palms, and then we move away and then come back to the wall. It's a way of gently coming back um, to the world. Um, yeah, so that was the self-dialogue part. It's quite an important aspect of meditation that is maybe a bit neglected. Usually we jump right in meditation, but it's always a good idea to have a little bit of self-talk before that. Doesn't need to be 15 minutes, can be 5 minutes. Just something to let the mind, let the steam out of the mind. And if like we in a meditation session we don't feel like meditate, then we can replace it with an entire self-dialogue session. But it just shouldn't become a habit. Just if once in a while we don't feel like meditating, then we replace it with constructive self-dialogue. Um, yeah, so we'll move now to the actual meditation itself. But before that, we will do 5 minutes break, and then afterwards we'll do 2 times 20 minutes meditation. One time 20 minutes I will be guiding up to a certain point, and the second one will be by yourself. So yeah, so see you in 5 minutes. So let's move to the meditation part. So in meditation now we try to focus on one object at a time. And that object can also be awareness itself. So when we are, for example, aware of the breath in the nostrils, that's an object of concentration. The air coming out in and out of the nostrils, and we being aware of that in a way from the outside. So yeah, there are many types of object of concentration, but we are going to focus upon in this meditation on the breath, especially on the sensation of the breath inside the nostrils. Why? Because it's a very common object of concentration. Everybody has it. Everybody can do it, and it can be done at any time, any place, in the metro station, in the bus. Yes, not in the car. If we drive, then we focus on driving only, of course. But yeah, we get the idea. So let's do this. So we're going to do, as always, the Kaya Shteriyam practice, which is stability and mindness of the body. So being very comfortable, very steady, looking what's happening exactly, and trying to find the best position. So really trying to take some time just to fidget a bit and try to find something that feels good, that you know that you can stand here for a long time. For the hands, you can do a very simple like this. Just no need to make complicated with different mudras and stuff. It's not necessary. If you want and if you know some, you can do it, and of course. But simple one is good enough. Just something that feels comfortable. That's the most important aspect of the asana, really. Because we want to forget our body. So if we start to use mudras and stuff, then our attention will go to the mudra instead of our object of concentration. So the object of concentration becomes the mudra instead of whatever we want to focus upon, and that's not the goal. So yes, I mean, unless the object of concentration is the mudra, if that is what you know and you do, then that is fine. But no, otherwise, just let's make it easy. And then yes, so what we do is again, I know I repeat myself, but just sometimes repetition is good. So we're going to try to be as stable as possible. I'm going to do a body scan, a very short body scan from feet to top of the head. And we imagine that we are like a tree, usually. Branches going out from the legs to the earth, and then we have like branches for our hands, and then trunk is our back. And once we finish with that very short body scan, when we feel we are stable, then we can go to the actual concentration on the air coming out of the nostrils. Again, we don't control the breath in that meditation. It's completely controlless. It's just like somebody watching somebody from outside breathing. So it's like awareness watching itself breathe. And then a good idea is to count the breath in the beginning, just to so that our mind is more focused. And once that's done for a couple of minutes, then we can let go of the counting and then really watch the breath and watch the sensations of the breath. Why do we watch the sensations? So that our mind has something to focus upon, because our mind needs something to focus upon in order um, to avoid thinking or overthinking. Um, yeah, and basically that's it. So we're going to do just 20 minutes now. So yesterday it was 25 minutes, but maybe 20 minutes would be easier. And it's really a good amount. I mean, I would recommend meditating uh, two times. I mean, uh, two times 20 minutes a day. So 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening, and that would be wonderful for oneself. So let's start. So find a comfortable position. Try to find a position where you know you can stay here without moving, at least minimal moving. Only if really uncomfortable, then we move, or pain, then we move. But otherwise, we stay in that position as much as possible. If there's a scratch that we need to scratch somewhere, then first try to ignore it, watch it. I mean, don't react to it, and then usually it will by itself stop or jump to another place. And yeah, so find a comfortable position. Then bring your entire focus on your right leg, your right foot, lower leg, upper leg, right hip. The entire right leg is completely relaxed. Bring your attention to your left leg, left foot, lower leg, upper leg, left hip, and your entire left leg is completely relaxed. Relax both legs together. Imagine they are rooting in the ground like trees. Then relax your back, your front, your navel, abdomen, torso. Relax your shoulder blades, shoulders. Relax your right arm, right hand, lower arm, upper arm, right shoulder. The entire right arm is relaxed. Relax your left arm, left hand, lower arm, upper arm, left shoulder. Your entire left arm is relaxed. Relax both arms together. Relax your throat, your neck, back of the head, top of the head. Just relax. Relax your forehead, eyebrows, ears, eyes, temples. Relax your nose and nostrils, mouth, lips, and tongue. Relax your chin and jaw. Relax your entire head, and your entire body is relaxed. And now we move to the meditation. So the being aware of the sensations of the breath at the entrance of the nostrils. And we're going to do it for about 15 minutes. Um, so that was the first meditation, and the second one going to do just soon. Just maybe stretch your legs, anything that you need to do. Take a short walk, and in 1 or 2 minutes we will do meditation where you will do whatever we did now. You do by yourself with the body scan, not moving, and then going back to the breath awareness meditation, and yeah, so fully silent. So just maybe in 1 or 2 minutes, just take a short break. Okay, so let's start. So again, you do it on your own. I'm not going to say anything. Just for 20 minutes. If that is too much, you can always stop anytime that you wish. And try to just watch the thoughts, watch the breath, but also when thoughts come, just let them be. Don't focus upon them. Whatever thoughts come, consider them as clouds. Clouds come and go, but we shouldn't focus. We cannot grab them. We should not grab them. And yeah, if we follow the thoughts, then that is fine. Then we gently move it back to the breath. So with being very mindful of that. And then it's a question of always returning to the breath. Every time there's a thought, you return the breath. If you are bored, return to the breath. Okay, boredom is also a kind of thought. Like I am bored. That's a thought. So just gently return to the breath. Yeah, so let's do that for 20 minutes. About. So this concludes our meditation and our practice. So just to recap what we saw today in the presentation initially, so that was about the history of the vegan lifestyle, um, how it came about in 1944 by Donald Watson. It's very important, I would say, point in history. It's not just a word. It has a lot of energy, a lot of power, and that was, one could say, unleashed at that time. Even though it always existed in one form or another in the past, long past, especially in India, where ahimsa was very strong principle. But not only in India, in other places as well, like in Greece, by Pythagoras, who was a ate plant-based diet and was very much pro animals' rights. And then, then the vegan lifestyle was coined in 1944, and the goal is to, in a way, to minimize the suffering of animals in every way, not only in diet, but in entertainment, in so-called testing, in so many places like cosmetics or even in medicine. It's not really required. And and then in fashion, it's a big one. Entertainment like circuses, aquariums, that where we we use animals in the against their will, and that's not right, and it's a major issue. It's not just animal rights; it's also human rights related, very much related. When we believe that we can do anything that we wish to beings so innocent as animals, then what prevents us from doing the same for humans? And we do indeed see that in this world. So, so giving compassion and kindness to all beings, and especially animals, because animals have the least rights in this world. And this extends once we do that, once we open our heart and we understand why we should do that, then we will also become kinder to humans as well. Naturally, without even trying, because that's just the way it is. So veganism or the vegan lifestyle is a gigantic movement, super powerful, super important for this world, for having peace in this world, for stopping wars. Even it has strong impact on this planet, which is why I am so passionate about it, which is why I am not afraid to say that I want to see a vegan world. I want all people to be kind, compassionate to each other and to all beings. Then we will see heaven in this world. We will not have to go to heaven, so to speak. Heaven will be here and now. But each one of us needs to awaken to that. It takes some time. Doesn't need to be done all at once. That's why documentaries are so important and so powerful. Something that we did not have like hundreds or 200 years ago. So nowadays we have it, and it's a very good tool for education. and we should use it. And and hopefully people should look at it, because many people gave a lot of energy into producing those documentaries. Um, it would be a pity if no one looks at it. Yeah, so we should just open our eyes and our hearts and let the process unfold, the process of what I call universal compassion. Um, yeah, I'm sure I'm not the one who invented it, this term, universal compassion, but it is a wonderful concept of compassion towards all beings. Even if one day green aliens come, we should also be compassionate to them. Um, and not discriminate because they are green or blue or gray, whatever colors they are. Similar to these words, like in we have many human races, but I mean all should be respected. It's quite common sense. There's no difference between any race and another. Just we are born in different places on the earth, and then there are some natural reasons why one is looks a bit different than the others. But that's just the beauty of living in this world, is to have all those diversities, not only in the look but also in traditions, spiritual practices, religions. It's beautiful to have some variety, as long as no one is hurt, of course. That is the main point. All traditions are fine as long as all beings are respected. Then it doesn't matter which tradition, religion one belongs to. But yeah, that is the main point. Kindness and compassion overrule everything. Like universal compassion, so-called universal compassion, is the most important thing in this world, for our heart, for this earth, for the planet in general, for the advancement as a society, as a civilization. I'm sure we are just at the baby step of our civilization, but we are at a very crucial time where it's like a crossroad of what will happen in the future. Happens now is the time. It's like really one of the most important time in history for this planet. We can advance as amazingly compassionate, technologically advanced civilization, or we could have serious troubles. And yeah, and once we become technologically much more advanced, then we can start to colonize other planets, and that would be for the future. But for now, we need to work on this Earth, not on other planets. That's long time in the future. So first we make heaven this world, and then we'll make heaven in other planets. If we make hell in this world, why would it be heaven in other planets? First, we need to work here, and only then work other places. Why do we try to escape this planet? Just a decision away to make this world heaven or hell is our choice. So I think best is to make it heaven. Then we can all have fun here. Not only humans, but all animals, all oceans, all the fish. Everyone can have fun, and that's be happy. And that's one of the goals of spirituality also, to be happy ourselves in our own hearts and to make other people happy, other beings happy. And people, I mean all beings again, not only humans. So thank you so much for being here, for listening to this old, bearded, strange looking um, yogi. So thank you. And I hope to see you soon and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye bye.